What is going on, everyone? We are back with week 6 of the Australian Survivor 2017 Power Rankings. I apologise, I've been a little bit late this week. I am currently sick as a dog, which I'm sure has nothing to do with the fact that I had a copious amount of alcohol at the football on the weekend. But I got a flu, I'm struggling to talk today, so this is going to be a lot of fun. So let's get straight into it with the players who I think have a chance of winning this game, as well as the players who I don't think has a chance of winning this game whatsoever. Let's go. So there's been a lot of movement this week, a lot of movement. Last night we had a non-elimination episode, really annoying, but we are starting to see a lot of movement happen between these tribes and these alliances, which has meant a lot of movement in these power rankings. Now, the very bottom this week has actually been kind of tough. There's probably a few names I could consider, a couple of guys that possibly are going next, but I've decided to stick with Tara at the bottom. Now, why Tara? Well, first of all, I'm not loving what I'm seeing from Tara so far. Kind of seeing a little bit of like a Kylie-esque kind of game a little bit the last couple of episodes. Last night especially, she just revealed everything, but it didn't seem like it was for a strategic reason. It just kind of seemed like she was a bit of a mess with her game last night. I don't think she's going to go next. I just can't see a world in which she wins this game. You know what? It's really funny. She could actually go to the end. I'd still have her though somewhere near the bottom of actually winning this game. I don't think she has the strategy to win this game. I also don't think she has people out there that would vote for her to win as well. I don't know if she's going next, but she's very much on the bottom of my list. I just can't see it. Following on from Tara, we have someone else who I just can't see it happening for her, and that is Odette. We're starting to see a little bit more from Odette, but we're just not finding anything, really, about her game. She's just kind of there. She's aware that she is just there. She's not forming alliances. She knows that she's a floater, but I don't know if she's playing the best GOAT game ever. I just kind of see Odette as someone who possibly is maybe going to be one of the next to go. She might also make the merge, but I just can't see her making a huge impact on this game. Right now is a chance though for Odette to make a move. If we see a move from her tonight, who knows what's going to happen next. That's her hope. She has to do something tonight in tonight's episode with the Luke, with the Sarah. If that happens, maybe there's hope for Odette. But from what we've seen so far, I'm not seeing it. Following on from Odette, we then have Michelle. Now, Michelle had a feisty and epic tribal last week. She did really well to target Ben, to make sure Ben was the target for everyone else as well. I think Ben was kind of an easy target though. I get the feeling that if it was anyone else but Ben, it probably would have been Michelle going. But you got to give her props. She played that tribal so well. Does she have that in her for the next 20 days? I don't think so. But who knows? I mean, we've seen enough strategy for her now that we know she can at least do something. If that means she can play a good game for the rest of the season, I don't know. I still think though, she's one of the next to go. After Michelle, we have what I think is possibly the biggest fall from grace this season so far, and it hurts me to say it, but I think Sarah might be next to go. I've loved Sarah all season. I've always thought she's going to be the winner. She still might be the winner. I fear for her. I know this Luke versus Sarah is going to come to something. I don't think Luke's going to be the one to go though, and therefore it just makes the assumption happen that it's going to be Sarah. Sarah has always been in a good spot, but I worry for her position right now in this tribe. Right now, she's very much near the bottom, I feel. If she can pull herself out from it, we're going to see. I was a little bit disappointed of how she played the game in last night's episode. I just didn't love her strategy, I guess. I hope she picks it up. Tonight is her chance again. She needs to pick her game up again. She can still win this game, but I can also see her being the next to go as well. One of the biggest concerns that I felt for Sarah's game last night was her edit. The amount of confessionals she has, it's a sign in Australian Survivor. If you start getting a lot, usually it's a worry that you might be next to go. That's what I see happening with Sarah. I hope it's not the case though. I hope she survives tonight's episode. So following from Sarah, we then have someone who's in a strong position in his tribe, but I just think he's going to be a meat shield at some point, and that's Locky. Now, we know the merge is so close. I mean, it has to be within the next maybe 1 or 2 contestants leaving. Get rid of Locky now. I mean, it just makes sense, doesn't he? He is such a challenge beast. He is so strong. I think he's in a strong place in his tribe. This new Locky-Henry bromance is great. I actually quite like it. I just think the others will be smart enough to get rid of him soon, or once the merge hits, he'll be one of the first targets to go. I mean, surely that's what they do. I mean, they saw what happened with someone like Lee last year, just dominating the rest of us later on. You can't let that happen again. That's why I think Locky's where he's at right now. I think Henry is a little bit more strategic. They're kind of in a similar place. That's why I think Henry might last a little bit longer than Locky will. Next up, we then have Peter. Now, Peter was in a terrible position last night, but he's managed to find his way back into his old tribe, and I can see that working really well in Peter's favour. I guess the positive in Peter's game now, he's kind of seen a little bit from both sides. Maybe that'll help him. Peter's game last night was pretty much saved. I'm so surprised Sarah didn't make the jump instead. I would have put my hand up straight away, I think, if I was in her position. She didn't. Peter made the move. That's why he's now gone from very much the bottom to somewhere towards the middle. I think he's playing a pretty good game so far. I think he's pretty safe for the time being anyway. Then we have someone who has always been one of the biggest characters in this game, but people are starting to realise he's a bit of a player as well. It's Luke. Now, Luke is one of these guys that has always tried to play a bit of a quiet game and doing it all behind the scenes. We're starting to see, though, Luke's game's coming out. People are starting to be aware of how Luke's playing. People are talking about how he's playing. Tonight it looks like we have Sarah versus Luke. They're going to go head to head. I can see Luke coming out on top, but in saying that, I could also see it going completely the other way around as well. I like Luke though. I feel like we're just going to see a little bit more from Luke. There's been things that we haven't seen from Luke's game I think we're going to see. One of those things, I guess, is the Spy Shark. I don't know when that's going to come into play, if it is at all, but it makes sense. I mean, we saw it at the start. Why have we not seen it again? Maybe that'll come out at some point. And also, I mean, I feel like this relationship with him and Jericho has a little bit more to come from it as well. We're now starting to see that Luke and Jericho maybe aren't as close as maybe we all thought they were. Where's that going to lead? Where's that going to go? Is it going to come out tonight? I don't know. I think Luke's maybe somewhere towards the top, but he's definitely dropped a little bit in the last episode. Then we have Luke's partner in crime, that is Jericho. Now, Jericho, again, I don't know, his game's kind of falling apart a little bit. I thought Jericho had these really strong bonds, but they're starting to kind of disappear a little bit. I'm not sure what sort of game he's playing right now. I'm not really sure where he sits. When Jericho makes the merge, the other tribe now also know he got a clue, even if it was a fake clue from an idol. Is that going to paint a target on him as well? I'm not sure. I don't really know where Jericho's game sits right now. I can't see Jericho leaving anytime soon, but I also just don't know where his alliance currently sits. Hopefully in the next couple episodes we see a little bit more from that, but right now it's a little bit confusing. This is where he's at though, I think. My voice is starting to die, but let's try to get at this next one. One of my favourites, he's the only SA boy left, and that is my lad Henry. Henry, I think, is still somewhere towards the top. I think kind of similar to Locky. He's in a good place in his tribe. I can see tribes wanting to get rid of him at some point soon. I just feel like Henry's strategy is just a little bit stronger than Locky. Henry also has an idol. He also knows about multiple alliances within his alliance as well. I can see him kind of going out somewhere towards the middle range of the merge, but I could also see him going a lot further than that. I think in comparison to the other two alpha kind of males with your Lukes and your Locky, I think Henry's just in the better position of those three. And that's why I have him placed where he is. I don't think he's on the bottom, don't think he's on the top, but I think he has a chance to make it pretty far in this game. And then we have my top four. And these are the guys who I think probably have the most solid chance of winning this game. That is, I guess, with the disclaimer that I also could see Sarah still winning it as well, despite her being somewhere near the bottom. It just could happen. But the first in my top four, it's Tessa. So Tessa has been my winner's pick since day one. I think she still has a really good chance of winning this game. We're not seeing a lot from her as of late, which is a little bit weird, but we're just seeing just enough from her, I think, that gets me a bit of confidence that she's going to do fairly well in this game. I don't think she's a target. I don't think she's going anytime soon. I can see her kind of playing under the radar long enough, but also smart enough to win this game. That's why I think Tessa's in the place she is at currently. I can't see her leaving anytime soon. I think she's going to go a fair way into this game. I think she's still a good chance of winning. Then in the top 3, first up we have Jarrad. Now, Jarrad we are not hearing from a lot again, but we're starting to hear maybe just a little bit more of his strategy, maybe a couple of more confessionals, which I'm loving because I really like Jarrad as a contestant. I really want to see more though, but I also just can't see him leaving anytime soon. I mean, no one is talking about Jarrad as a target. He's not the strongest contestant out there. He's sitting out more challenges than anyone I've ever seen. I just can't see him going anytime soon. I think he's going to make merge. I think he's going to probably finish somewhere around the top 6 at least. He also seems to have a lot of friends out there as well, which is kind of, I guess, why I see him possibly being a winner of this game. And then we have Anneliese. Now, Anneliese, I think, is a really, really strong player. Anneliese has set herself up where she has an idol. She also has alliances kind of on both sides as well. And she's got herself 2 really strong meat shields in Locky and Henry by her side, who I think are going to be a target before she will be. I think Anneliese very much will finish probably top 4 in this game. And right now, I think she would be a very, very strong pick to win this game. I just can see it happening. Anneliese seems like she has a real strong strategic mind. She seems really smart. She's set herself up in a really good spot. I can see it happening. Finally, the player in number 1 currently in the power rankings, and I think when someone has a super idol, they almost have to be at the top of a power rankings, and that is why Ziggy is very much at the top right now. She has this power idol. She knows the power that it has. No one else really knows entirely what that super idol can do as of yet. If she plays it well, she has to go really far in this game. I think she's almost guaranteed to make the merge. The concern I'm having for Ziggy, though, she didn't need to tell everyone that she had the idol. She didn't need to tell anyone that she had the idol. I think Ziggy played her super idol lie pretty well. I'm not sure if I'm buying so much how much the others actually believed her story, but it doesn't seem to be a huge issue right now, I don't think. I think there is a good chance Ziggy's going to make it really far in this game. That idol is going to come into play at some point. There's a lot of idols going around at the moment. Ziggy also knows kind of where they're all in play. It means that she has a good chance of playing that pretty well as well, I think. That is why Ziggy's at the top. Is she going to win? I'm not so sure, but right now I think she's in the best place to do so. So guys, that is my thoughts for this week. I'm so sorry about my voice. I'm so sorry for the delay in this video. I'm cooked, basically, but I hope you guys still enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too much all over the place. I would really like to know, though, all of your thoughts, where you think everyone should be positioned, where I got it right, where I got it wrong. Please subscribe, share the video, like the video, comment below. Let me know your thoughts. I really want to know. Guys, I'll be back next week for the Week 7 Power Rankings video. Until then, enjoy Survivor.